An autistic man goes home from hospital after 15 years. Welcome back, friends of Ai4Autism. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the BBC News article, Autistic Hull man goes home after 15 years in hospital. The article relates a story of a poor young man who spent over half of his life detained in a mental health hospital after initially being diagnosed with schizophrenia when he attempted to harm himself at the age of 17. And Clarke, age 32, has finally been released following an extremely lengthy campaign led by his mother. The mother, Sharon from Doncaster, talks about how delighted she is to have him home after 15 years. The article then talks about how, according to the National Autistic Society, that the number of autistic people confined to mental health units across the UK was a national scandal. Now, back in 2006, Ryan was admitted to hospital over concerns that he was self-harming. He was initially diagnosed with schizophrenia, but only recently had a revised diagnosis of autism at the age of 28. Now, I disagree with how the article describes autism as the lifelong developmental disability which affects how people communicate and interact with the world. It is a spectrum condition that affects people in different ways. Is it a disability? Do I see it as a disability? Not really, but I certainly do see it as a difference in ability. A difference in ability. But going back to the article, Mrs. Clarke talks about how hard she fought for Ryan over the past 15 years, and she mentions that Ryan has certain repetitive phrases he says and other self-soothing methods, which is quite common in some autistic people. Now, both Sharon and Ryan's stepfather are delighted to have him home, and so are we to see Ryan where he belongs, with his family, living his life in the open world. Now, what do you think about this article and the fact that at this point in time, that according to the NHS figures, the number of autistic people detained in hospitals have risen from 1,105 to 1,215 between 2015 and 2021. I think it's truly appalling. And I'm hoping that as we collectively have a better understanding of autism and that the medical community is much better equipped to make better diagnoses, then such longer term admissions or even short term ones will no longer be necessary. And we hope that artificial intelligence can help people make better diagnoses too. How would you feel if your teenage child was misunderstood, misdiagnosed, and placed into hospital care for 15 years of their life? And how do you think they would feel? And lastly, the article concludes with a final statement saying that the Department of Health and Social Care said it was investing £62 million in community services and supporting discharges from hospitals. And in an earlier video, we talked about how a government strategy to help autistic people across the UK was in place. And maybe this ties in with that. Well, thank you for watching. Share your comments below, and remember, love, life, and AI.